Humans have no surrender protocol. In the vast reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy, the Galactic Council had maintained a serene peace for thousands of years, comprising over 100 advanced civilizations. The Council was a testament to harmony and cooperation, the product of centuries of diplomacy and mutual understanding. For these beings, violence was a relic of a dark past, long abandoned in favor of intellectual and spiritual pursuits. They looked down upon war and conflict with a collective disdain, viewing such tendencies as the mark of less evolved species. For ages, the Council had believed themselves alone in their enlightened state. Each new species they encountered was either guided along the path of peace or, if resistant, subtly encouraged to remain within their own territories, quarantined to prevent any disruption to the galactic equilibrium. But this balance was challenged when an unexpected discovery arrived, a strange signal detected from a distant galaxy. It was chaotic, unlike the orderly communications of any known civilization, a cacophony of languages, sounds, and most curiously, music. This was the first glimpse of humanity. The Council dispatched a reconnaissance fleet to this Milky Way galaxy to gather information on this peculiar race. What they found both fascinated and horrified them. Humans, as they called themselves, were a young species from a small blue planet known as Earth. They were technologically behind by Council standards, yet their achievements in such a short evolutionary time frame were astonishing. The fleet observed Earth's history, noting the countless wars and conflicts that had shaped human societies over the centuries. Battles for power, resources, and ideology scarred their history, yet humans had endured. They had an iron will, a resilience that pushed them to adapt and survive through the worst of hardships. The fleet's report back to the Council was met with alarm. Here was a species that seemed to thrive in chaos, one that celebrated resilience, strength, and the unbreakable spirit of defiance. In every culture on Earth, there were stories of struggle and victory against impossible odds, heroes and warriors, myths and legends of relentless courage. Humanity seemed to embrace conflict, to even draw strength from it. The Council could not fathom it. They had evolved past these primal instincts, regarding war as a weakness, a failure of intellect and diplomacy. For the first time in centuries, they were confronted with a species that embodied everything they had sought to leave behind. The Council debated fiercely. Some argued that humanity was a curiosity, a reminder of their own distant past, and a challenge to their assumptions about intelligence and progress. Others saw them as a threat, a volatile presence that could upset the delicate balance of their peaceful existence. After days of deliberation, a decision was reached. Humanity would be quarantined, barred from entering Council space. A vast blockade was established at the edges of the Milky Way, a line that no human ship could cross without encountering overwhelming force. But humanity, as the Council would soon learn, was not one to back down. For years, human ships appeared at the borders of Council space, probing the blockade, testing its strength. Each encounter ended with the same result. The Council's superior technology forced the humans to retreat. But each time they returned, more determined than before, adapting to the Council's tactics, developing new technologies, learning and evolving with every defeat. The Council had never seen such tenacity. Other species had been quarantined before, but none had resisted so fiercely. None had refused to surrender. It was then that the Council received a request from humanity, a formal plea for an audience. The Council hesitated. It was unheard of for a quarantined species to request diplomacy. Most accepted their fate quietly, unwilling or unable to challenge the Council's authority. But humanity was different, and curiosity won out. They granted the audience. When the human envoy arrived, the Council members observed him with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Captain Alex Ryder was a decorated officer, a veteran of humanity's many struggles. His eyes held a fierce determination, a look the Council recognized but had not seen in centuries. Ryder spoke passionately, describing humanity's desire to explore, to learn, to grow. He acknowledged their history of conflict, but argued that they had changed. Humanity, he claimed, was more than its wars. They were dreamers, creators, seekers of knowledge and truth. The council listened, but remained unconvinced. Humanity's history was a red flag, a reminder of the violence they had worked so hard to escape. They denied Ryder's request, advising him to return to Earth and remain within their borders. But as he prepared to leave, Ryder delivered a final message, one that would resonate in the council chambers long after he had gone. "We don't know how to surrender," he said. "We'll find a way, with or without your permission." True to Ryder's words, humanity continued to push against the blockade. Small fleets of ships appeared at the borders, probing, testing. Each one was met with force, and each time they returned, stronger than before. The council grew uneasy. They had never encountered a species so relentless, so unwilling to accept defeat. They possessed superior technology, but the humans adapted quickly, developing countermeasures and tactics that defied council predictions. They were resourceful, clever, and utterly fearless. As the encounters intensified, whispers spread among the council ranks. Some began to see humanity in a new light, admiring their resilience, their ability to overcome even the most formidable obstacles. Others, however, saw them as a growing threat, a force that could unravel the council's hard-won peace. For the first time, the council found itself divided, uncertain of how to proceed. Unbeknownst to them, humanity was not alone in its resistance. Other species, those who had also been quarantined or shunned by the council, began to take notice of humanity's defiance. They saw in humans a kindred spirit, a beacon of hope in the oppressive silence of the council's rule. An alliance began to form, a coalition of the outcasts, each with their own reasons for opposing the council, but united in their admiration for humanity's strength. Together, they launched a campaign to break the blockade. Human ships led the charge, their pilots fearless, their engineers ingenious. They fought with a ferocity that shocked the council, matching the council's advanced technology with raw determination and tactical brilliance. The council, long unchallenged, was caught off guard. For the first time in centuries, they faced a true enemy, one that did not fear them, one that refused to yield. The war that followed was unlike any the council had ever known. Humanity fought with an intensity that bordered on the supernatural, their ships cutting through council forces like a blade through water. They adapted with astonishing speed, learning from each battle, each loss, growing stronger with every encounter. Their allies, inspired by humanity's courage, fought alongside them, bringing new weapons, new strategies to the battlefield. The council's forces, though technologically superior, found themselves struggling to keep up, outmaneuvered at every turn by an enemy that seemed to thrive on adversity. In the end, the council was forced to confront the truth. Humanity was not a race of warriors as they had once feared. They were something far more formidable, a race of survivors. Their strength lay not in their technology or their weapons, but in their indomitable will, their refusal to surrender even in the face of impossible odds. Humanity had taught the council a lesson they had long forgotten, that true strength comes not from power, but from the courage to stand against the darkness, to fight for freedom no matter the cost. And so, humanity earned its place in the council, not as conquerors, but as equals. They became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most unlikely of allies could change the course of history. And the council, humbled by their encounter with the warrior race, looked to the stars with a renewed sense of wonder. knowing that they had been forever changed by the spirit of humanity.